afternoon and good evening. It's Lee from Magnetic North Magnet Fishing, and today I'm going to be doing a video about a show and tell of mudlark finds, things that are found mudlarking in the river and also along the sides of the river what's being pushed out from floodwaters. I hope everyone's well, and season's greetings to everybody. I hope you all have a happy, joyful, good festival, whichever one you celebrate. So this is all the material that's been gathered. Various bits thrown away, dumped, lost, dropped. Quite a lot of stuff. So I'll tell you about some of them and what we've got. These are general things that I've found in Sheffield on the River Don. There's lots and lots of bits. So first of all, we've got these here. They're quite big bits of stone, and these are core samples, and these were done out of the riverbed by engineers seeing how structurally sound the foundation of the river would be for a bridge crossing. And this is made out of local bedrock, and as the core sample drilled in, it's polished this area here. So that's one of those. That's quite cool. That's going to be about 1870 in date. And we've got another one just here, slightly different bedrock, different colour. This one's more a grey, the other one were a greenish grey. So that'll be from a different level. But they are interesting pieces of history. But these could be cut and made into coasters and teacup stands. So I brought them back because somebody might use them. And that's another one just there. So there you could probably get about 2, maybe 3 coasters out of one of those. And then we've got this here. This is a cod marble bottle, and in there you can just see there's a marble. Now this is similar to what Gavin found the other day. He had the broken neck part with this chamber and one of these cod marble balls inside. Now for those of you who haven't seen the video, this is a bottle which would have had lemonade in or mineral waters. This one RW Unlimited white, so it's R white. That would be about 1890 in date. The bottom, it's not very clear, but it is embossed R white as well. And it still has in there the rubber ring that held the marble in this top chamber. And you used to have a special tool, which was like a wooden peg that would push the marble in, and that would be your drink open. So that's a pretty cool find. These do turn up a lot on the Thames. I do believe it was a London company that made those. And then we've got other things. We've got a piece of pottery, but nice sort of floral motif, so that could be made into jewellery. And then here we've got general scrap, but shouldn't be there. These are cylinder heads. That one in alloy, and these would be from motorbikes or cars, but they'll go into the scrap bin. And then we've got blue glass, polished, and that would be a vapor rub. So That's quite interesting, probably 1930s. And then somebody lost a car, missing its wheels. It is a G3 Corvette type. But yeah, I could imagine that was somebody's favourite toy before they lost it. But that's quite cool. And then we've got a brown Crucian salt bottle, 1914-18. This was picked up on a dump site. So you do get them in the rivers, but this is just to show what they look like as well. And that would have been a smelling salts. And then we've got a nice piece of oriental pottery there. Would have been quite expensive in its day. And down here, a nice blank, unfinished. That's going to be 1930s, 40s. The chop sauce that we found also on the dump, again 1930s sort of date on that one. And just down here we've got pieces of bone. This is very old animal bone. This is literally butcher's waste, but it's got a nice polish to it. There's another piece there, polished on the end. Down here we've got just an old nail, square head type one. Here we've got lots of bits of burned copper wire, but again shouldn't be in the environment. Lots of copper fittings, wire. These are often parts of telegraph communicating systems and insulators, but they can date anything from 1930 right the way through to 1960. Down here we've got various different ring pulls, just there. Now it's trash, it shouldn't have been there, it's nicely removed. But again, these are interesting to me because you can make bracelets, necklaces, you can even make emergency small fishing hooks from them by literally cutting this bit here and then bending this bit. This piece of pottery, it's got stars and lines on it. Salt glazeware, 1870s, 1900 sort of date, and that's farmhouse kitchen cooking storage pots. You do get a lot of that. Then we've got the old cassette, bit of 90s nostalgia there. We've got bits of lead from fishing weights. Again, it goes for recycling. We've got this lid and handle, probably from an old tankard or small cooking pot. But again, it'll go to scrap. We've got more bits, generic lead, bits of battery insides, and more fishing weights. So we've got these bits of leather here. They've got just here copper studs in there and nails, and they're all bits of shoes and boots. But again, that copper can be recycled and repurposed. And just here you can see a piece where the actual nail heads are sticking out, and that's one there as well. And then they can be 1890 through to 1940 sort of date. And small piece of lead toy. We've got this here, which is a knife pommel top balance weight. You do get a lot of these when you magnet fish as well. Just an old screwdriver, but again, it'll go to scrap. That's the glass marble that Gavin found in an old ceramic one. Now that these were often used as boilers, boiling stones, and also in they were also used in industrial purposes, but kids used to use them as well. And there was a game that people used to play where these stone balls would be thrown into the air and hit, and you often find these in fields. Now we've got one here, which is another one. As you can see, it's broken in half. It's been polished here, and then it's been repurposed as a games counter. And they're going to be 1890s, 1900 in date. Just here, I had a piece of crust with stone and iron in it. But just there, we've got brass pins, and those as well. Now these have often been associated as shroud pins. Children made these in the 15 and 1600s, and they're very small, but these were literally for burial shrouds and things like that, and they're often found on the Thames where people mudlark as well. But they've got very small ball heads or flat tops. They are very, very interesting pieces. They're the only ones I've ever found out of the river so far. But it just shows who are made in different areas as well. So just down here we've got some early tin glaze pottery, biscuit type ware, and it's a terracotta slip glaze on the back. So the inside of the pot would be this black level tin glazed lead washware, and that was so it was waterproofed. And this particular piece would date from the 1600s. And we've got this piece here, which is a large piece of the base of the pot. Just there, all terracotta, thick terracotta, so this would have been a storage vessel. And it's got the lead glazed ware inside as well. And again, that would be 15 to 1600s in date. And it's very, very well made. Remains of a toy car just there. And bit of a door handle. Copper, again, it gets recycled. The remains of a cheap copper pocket watch. It's a shame it's too far gone, but again, it will be recycled. Just a bit of copper pipe there. Some bits of lead pipe as well. They're from the old water pipes that used to be in the old houses pre-1970. And just a cog there, probably part of a clock. Down here we've got one of those insulators that the copper would have been on. This is a hard Bakelite type ceramic material, 19 1940s, 1950s in date. We've also got an old work boot there. Again, you've got all these lovely copper nails all down here. And this here is where the iron heel would have been. And that's going to be 1880s in date maybe. It was definitely found in a Victorian area. You've got these, which are old ginger beer bottles, stoneware. These date from the 1860s to the 1880s. This is what the side of the pottery looks like, often crackle glazed, nice and smooth glaze inside. And this is what the spout and neck looks like. So again, it's just local interest, but these can be cut down and these can be reused to put things inside like tea lights, candles, and also for stands for cannonballs and things. This here, drain covers, early 1900s, but again these can be repurposed into clocks, things like that. And then a slightly different shape, style there on that one. And then vapes, hate these things, but they're everywhere. Got a lovely brass weight there, 1 ounce Avery Limited. So that will be a Birmingham made one. And that's for the old kitchen scales. Pre-1930 on that one. And then as time went on, ginger beers went to a different shape. So this was your shape of your later ones, 1880 through to 1910. And there we are, ginger beer Sheffield. And again, it would have just been the same colour pottery on the outside as the inside. There's a bottle base here, which is polished around, and that there. Again, you can store things inside it or make a little flower vase. So again, it can be reused, repurposed, and that is smooth around there, so it's quite safe. Lovely piece of pottery here with some birds on it, not sure of the type. And a piece of oriental ware there. They're going to be from the early 1900s. We've got this piece here, which is a stone cylinder. I'm not sure what this is. I have seen a couple of these out of the river before, but it's quite smooth all the way around. So I'm wondering if it isn't some sort of early rolling, polishing stone. Probably from the 1700s, from the old Industrial Revolution sort of time. But it's an interesting curio, and if nothing else, it's a nice doorstop. An old seashell conch. These used to be part of 1880s to 1910 sort of collectors, people going to exotic places and coming back with gifts. But again, in a fish tank, that can be reused. Got a piece of coal, shows that they were mining in the area at the time. And around these parts of England, this is known as black gold. Got an old milk bottle, pre-1930. Some bottle stoppers, glass ones, and your generic bottles. and another glass bottom base for standing something on. Got brass fittings. These were often part of gas holding equipment, Bunsen burners, things like that. Oyster shells. Again, these do polish up nice and make nice soap holders. Piece of pottery I saved there. That'll make pendants from that. Just more pottery. These here are bits of storage ware. We call that two-tone ware, and that's often brown and cream coloured. 1880 through to 1930. Jam preserves, marmalades, things like that. And we've got here handle for an old wooden saw, copper and brass pins in there. So again, those will just be taken out and recycled. Got a machine cog. Got this piece here. It looks like just old rope. It's not. It's actually World War II. It's parachute cord. And this came from an area where a parachute mine from Germany had exploded. And this is the remnants of the cord. And you can see there's traces of burning on there as well. And not too far away, I had this piece of German pottery, Bavaria, Germany. They're often World War II as well. And then an old scraper, but that can be reused to scrape the magnet clear of anything. Yeah, an old TV remote. You get these sometimes thrown away, mostly in anger. But again, it's trash, it shouldn't be there. Got this here, which is a handle. Now, these are sometimes bucket handles, but often they are actually from the old tin dustbins, so that you could pick the dustbins up, and they used to sometimes bend and get thrown away. Head from a statue, 1920s. Piece of very old preserved leather. A belt buckle may have sat on that at one time. Got this piece as well, which is very interesting. It's shaped stone, triangular, and as you can see, it's got these groove marks and across on both sides. Now, I've had people have a look at that, and they've actually said that's a very early, possibly medieval or before, knife sharpening stone. So that could have even had on these deeper grooves, swords, sharpening the edges on them. But that's quite an important piece. And then we got fishing holders, bits of brown glazed pottery, again 1600s. Fossil tree root. This piece here, which is some sort of clip. No idea about that. Bits of salt glazed pot, inkwell. Bit of a clay pipe with some flags on it there. That's going to be about 1900 in date. Just general bits over here. We've got a golf club there. So no idea how that's ended up in there. Bottle lid with a knight on it. I've got the lovely piece of pottery with the ships on it. Just a teaspoon there, no markings. And then more bits, pottery. Clay pipe stems, quite a few of those turned up. Bits of polished glass. We've got a 2p, sadly too far gone because it's been eaten or drilled into. And then got a hagstone there. So this is a stone with a hole naturally gone through. But these used to be used as protection amulets. But the larger ones, like this one, would have been used as a fishing net weight. And I have found these again on medieval sites before. Bit of a plate, nice maker's mark on it. And here we've got a large piece of early oak. Not sure what it was from. It's got bits of iron on it. But that came from near where a mill used to be. Well, that was the talk on the finds that had been found. I hope that was interesting to some of you. It will show what sort of things turn up, the age, and so you know the materials, what they are. And if ever you get a chance to mudlark, or at least wade in the rivers and streams, do so with caution, but it's great fun. And it connects you with that social side of history that is otherwise lost, that can't be found with metal detectors, magnets, and general digging. So yeah, just have fun. That's what it's all about. So this is Lee from Magnetic North Magnet Fishing, wishing you all a very happy Christmas. Till the next time, very, very soon. Bye for now, everyone.